Hello and welcome to another mod update review. Before we get into the 1.7.10 mods, I want to announce that Hair C and Years C have both been updated to Forge 1.17.1 and all of the 1.18 versions. Hair C has also been released to Fabric 1.17.1 and also all of the 1.18 versions. And now, let's go over the update changes of the 1.7.10 mods, starting with transformation changes. Now, you can instantly transform to certain forms by double tapping the transformation button. By default, that's G. You can only do this if it is enabled on the server and also if you have enough ki to use it. To use the old, slow transformation, you just need to constantly hold the G button just like before. You can also now descend a single level instead of completely descending to your base form, but that generally only works if you are a Saiyan in a super form level. You can use this single form descent by double tapping the descend button, which is H by default, and also you can just completely descend to your base form by holding the H button. DBC Enemy AI has also received some changes. Now they can actually dash, jump, fly a bit better, and also they will now go away from their target if they want to charge a ki attack. Not all enemies are the same though, some of them have a much easier difficulty level. The enemy's difficulty is based off on what saga you will fight them in. So for example, if you fight Yancha, he's one of the most easiest to beat enemies. On the other hand, if you want to beat legendary Super Saiyan Broly, he is the most strongest one at the moment. This system will most likely receive much more configs, so that people can completely customize how they act. Quite a few configs have been added to the Dragon Block C config file, so let's go over them. You can completely disable the new AAI or Advanced AI systems, and you can also force all of them to use the same difficulty level. You can customize how fast the enemies will attack and also how fast they will attack in short range. They will now hit you a lot faster if you're very close to them. You can also set what their default movement speed is, and you can also enable or disable if ki attacks will go through invulnerable enemies. You can customize whenever instant transformations are enabled on server, what their ki cost is, and also what their percentage ki cost is. So this way you can customize so that, for example, you need 500 ki plus 1% of their maximum ki. You can also completely disable single form descent on servers. And now for some other small fixes and changes. You can now swoop towards all directions besides up and down. Ultra Instinct Dodge has once again been fixed. Bonus attributes will now properly show the data of players. Some ki attacks didn't vanish when hitting enemies, that has been fixed. Ki attacks would give TP more than once if they hit enemies. This mainly applies for ki explosions. JRMC notifications couldn't be run on servers. The ki cost for charging ki attacks while in Mystic or Ultra Instinct didn't show the correct ki cost amount. That has been fixed. Ki attacks go through enemies if they aren't alive anymore, but you can disable this in the configs. Fused spectator players have now a more smoother camera movement while following around their fusion partner. KO Can is no longer disabled while you're charging your ki or while you're transforming. Another bug fix is that enemies who couldn't shoot ki attacks would not properly target their enemies, instead moving around them randomly. Dynamite cost crashes when you are using an outdated language file. Red ribbon enemies never actually got angry towards the player even if they were following you, which limited their AI a bit. Enemy flying animation is a bit more smoother now. Release percentage level is now changed a bit so that it moves now a bit slowly from one number to another. Players no longer lose health, energy or stamina in creative mode. If a player uses 100% of their ki to shoot out a ki attack, then they will just instantly go down to 0% release level. Players didn't lose key from forms while they were fused. JRMCA bonus clear command couldn't target players from console or command blocks. JRMC notifications again had the same button ID as another GUI button. That is also fixed now. In first person, your hand would rotate if you saw another player fly with the flat flying animation. Max health, energy and stamina values didn't update constantly on the client side. And that is it! A big thanks to all of our Patreons, and I hope that you will have a fantastic day. Goodbye.